More music on trendybeats.com.
Gbẹ̀gìrì, ewédú, àmàlà, ó ń gbóná fẹ́lifẹ́li in Ibadan, the anchorage of Aloore Radio.
Wò sọ̀wò ewédú gbẹ̀gìrì àmàlà ó ń gbóná fẹ́lifẹ́li nìbàdàn ìlú rédíò Aloore.
You're listening to Aloore Radio, Ibadan, Nigeria.
Talk Real Estate is a program that brings you insights and guide you through your real estate journey.
Buying real estate, it's not just about you just buying, paying money and going to sleep.
From real estate investments, documentations, and all the important things you need to know about real estate, join Liz Cario Oluwaseun live on Aloore Radio every Tuesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Follow us live on Facebook, TikTok, and on YouTube at Aloore Radio to connect. For more details, call 0903 985 3731 or send a WhatsApp message on 0816 222 0182.
But documentation is as important as buying real estate. In short, documentation is the most important thing when you're buying real estate.
Talk Real Estate with Liz Cario Oluwaseun live on Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.
They say that when you lose your way, find the road back home. Rainy days and lonely nights, feel like I'm losing time. Nowhere else to go, so I chase the fading light. Up all night till dawn, wonder how many days I've gone. Will Papa take me back if I wanna go home? Hero, 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 ekpe wo me, ekpe wo me, ekpe wo.
Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Oyo State. Good afternoon, Nigeria. You're welcome to another episode 12 on Talk Real Estate with Oluwaseun Liz Cario. And right now we are live on Aloore Radio on YouTube and on Facebook, Aloore Radio, and the website is www.alooreradio.com. So join us on today's episode of Talk Real Estate with Liz Cario Oluwaseun. And with me here, I have one of the best developers in the city of Ibadan right here. With me, I have Mr. Aloore Adenuga, the CEO of Realbot Crest Homes, who today will be talking to us about the topic joint ventures in real estate, because this topic has been a lot of back and forth, especially for realtors trying to tell people about what joint venture is. And also I said, okay, let's settle this. Let me bring in one of the top developers. Let him come and talk about what joint ventures is and explain to us well. So welcome with us, Mr. Aloore, and thanks for honoring our invitation today.
Thank you so much, Kike. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
So today we'll be talking about joint ventures in real estate. Joint ventures in real estate has been quite difficult for a lot of people to understand what it is, because when we offer them joint ventures, they feel like we want to scam them or it's not going to pay them, and I just be like, this is joint venture. So when you try to explain, they just... So I said, okay, can you tell us what joint ventures is in real estate?
All right. Thank you. Joint venture actually is it's just talk about partnership. The way it is when you talk about joint venture, just like a joint account, where more than one person come together to put resources together for a purpose. All right. When we bring that into real estate, it talks about one or two parties. It could be individual, could be organizations or group of friends coming together for a purpose, to pull resources together to establish a particular purpose. Probably you want to develop residential apartments or a commercial residential building, or whichever thing you want to develop. So people coming together to, bring resources together for that particular purpose, and they co-own it, not just bringing resources, but to co-own that particular entity. That is what joint venture basically is in real estate.
Nice. So, like you heard from me, it's like a joint account. So it's not like they're trying to scam you. It's like a joint account is a place where two people or more people come together to bring together resources and develop something. So can you basically break down what joint ventures is in real estate? How joint ventures work for landowners and people that want to go on joint ventures with them, how it works?
Okay, basically, the most common aspect of joint venture that we've been seeing in real estate, and that started a couple of many years ago, though it's becoming more predominant in this era. It's a place where people have the landowner partnering with developers for the purpose of erecting structures. They could define what the structure will be for on their property. Their property now is their land. So the landowner will bring in their portion of the land, saying, for instance, I have 1 acre of land situated at XYZ location, and I might not have the funds as a landowner to erect, let's say, a 10 units of duplexes on that particular parcel of land. So I look for a developer who brings his own expertise into play. Talking about the developer's expertise here, we talk about the funds, of course, and we talk about his skills, his understanding of the real estate, how to develop a real estate proper, and they bring it on board to develop on that same property, of which there is now a sharing ratio between the landowner and the developer. All right, okay. So that is what has been obtainable right now, and it's becoming predominant, where people will come and bring in a land, and then they look for a developer or set of developers or individuals. They come and party to develop a particular entity, which is a land, into probably a commercial residential or a residential, whatever thing they want to develop, and then there is a sharing ratio on how they want to get the funds back, each person, either the developer and of course the landowner.
Okay. So basically, like you just explained, joint ventures is an agreement between people. Like, let's say a landowner, okay, I have land, I have money, let's come together and do something. Then we can now share it, so it will pay both of us. That is simply the breakdown of what joint ventures is. So when you have a land, instead of you just selling off outrightly, you can get a developer that has money to build houses on it. So when he builds houses on it, let's say he builds like 10 houses, 12 houses, then you guys can share it based on the ratio of what both parties brought into it. Okay, I'll take 4 houses, you take 8 houses, I'll take 5 houses, you take 7 houses. Then you can now go ahead to sell your houses, or for short let, or for rental. So this is basically what joint ventures is. Do you have more to put?
Yes, one of the things that we talk about in joint venture, and like I always advise people, if you are a landowner and your land is in a very premium location, joint ventures avoid the opportunity to get the value for the land monetarily and still be able to have a part of the land. Okay, for instance, there is a particular property that couple of it as a team. I belong to a particular team. We're working on a particular property along Abraham Adesoya. All right, we developed a couple of duplexes, and the land was coming on a joint venture. So we sat with the landowner, and then the developer sat with the landowner, and then they decided, okay, we are building 12 units of duplexes. How much is the portion of the land going for? The portion of the land is going for around 350 million naira. All right, the landowner was able to, not only after the duplexes have been developed by the developer and the sharing ratio was agreed upon and all of that, the owner was able to sell a couple of units, realized over 400 million, and still has 2 duplexes left. All right, so it gives that opportunity for the landowner, not just to, you can recoup money and at the same time leave something for your children and your children's children. They can always come and benefit or take rental value of the property that is left, and it's for life thereabout. So that is that is it basically. So like you have said, it is not just that you're giving out your land out. No, joint venture is not that you're dashing your developer your land. All right, joint venture, it is you and a developer. You are coming together to develop the said property. You are agreeing to the terms and conditions that you are agreeing that you are that you're going to be following through. If it is you want to sell off the property after it is developed, or you want to keep the property, or you want to put it on rentals, or whichever thing you want to do, you agree with the developer. This is what we want to do, and the developer also agrees with you, and both of you can come into play and go ahead and develop the said properties. And it is for people who work with good developers that know what they're doing. It is always the best option.
Yeah. So joint venture basically is like the best option when it comes to you having a property and you want to sell rather than selling. We always tell people, do not sell this property, especially when it is in a premium location.
Exactly.
Let's say for example in Ibadan, now you have a large property in Bodija or Oluyole or Jericho. I would advise that you do not sell off and get that money. Yeah, you might want to sell it for as high as 300 million, 400 million, 500 million. But I can assure you that type of property, when you team up with a developer, when you partner with a developer, and you guys come together and build houses on it, that kind of property can take up to, some are as big that they can take up to 10, 15 houses.
Set of the places, maybe semi-detached, or some could even take fully detached. For instance, if you have they do some detached 250 square meters. I'm beginning to say, if you have a developer that knows what he's doing, that's what I'm saying. If you have a developer that knows what he's doing, and they put maximum into use. Some of you that have just 3-4 plots of land, standard plots of land, or 4, you'll be surprised at the number of units of duplexes that you can squeeze out or you can bring out of those. And if you now have that, and now imagine you are selling off, and it's a pity in this part of Ibadan. Of course, one of the things I've also appreciated in Ibadan is that the property market is booming so much in Ibadan. Yeah. Let's not take it away. Where Ibadan was a couple of years ago, it's not where Ibadan is today. All right. So we know that, of course, it is more of enlightenment that we have to still do with people. And I would say that in Ibadan here, people are beginning to open. There was a woman that called me at Aloore to come and develop. She just a plot. And then she needed the developer to come and develop just the plot for. I got to the location. I just advised her to wait a while, because one of the major thing about joint venture is developers also want premium properties. Yeah. All right. So the things you have to look out for, I think we'll just go into that later. The things we want to look out for when you're doing a joint venture, and the things you have to watch out for when doing a joint venture. All right. So I think we just want to consider that. So basically.
Okay. So joint venture basically is the best option. So imagine having like 4 plots of land now. 4 plots of land, at least on 300 square meters. You are going to build a duplex, a standard duplex. You can include a pool and still have parking space for like 3 cars. On 300 square meters, that is a bit or more than half a plot. So people used to look at it as what can stand on 4 plots. So imagine you having 4 plots, you can stand like 7 duplexes on it. So imagine standing 7 or 6 duplexes right here in Bodija, where one duplex is selling for as high as 100 million naira.
Imagine.
So you taking here in Bodija, a plot of land is about 50 million naira. About 50, 35 million naira.
It depends on the location. Yeah. Some could be as low as 25.
So one duplex selling for 100 million. Imagine taking 3 out of the 7 duplexes or so. Depends on the agreement you sign with the developer, and depends on how much your land is worth. So this is basically right above the amount you want to sell this land. You still have your duplexes. You cannot use it to rent. You can sell it off. You can use it for anything you want. So you still own a part of the land, and you still have the money with you. So like you said earlier, we need to go into the things you need to do when it comes to joint ventures, the things you need to look out for, because everything that is sweet also has its own parts that you need to tread carefully.
Yes,
so that you don't fall into the wrong hands. So yes, we are talking about joint ventures, but what are the things for you to look out for so that you don't hand over your property to the wrong person, or you don't do the wrong deal and you feel like, oh, they misled me. So yes.
Okay, I think one of the major things that people will need to look out when you're doing a joint venture is, first of all, to look for a reliable realtor. Now, a lot of people don't understand that they think the realtor job is limited to buying and selling.
Yeah.
It's not limited to just buying and selling. The realtor job is talk about their involvement generally once it comes to real estate transactions, and of which joint venture is a real estate transaction. It might not just be an outright monetary transaction, but it is a real estate transaction. So you need, first of all, a good realtor that you can bank on. All right, that can put you through and explain. It's going to be more of the intermediary. All right, some people will believe, okay, of course, the next one you need is a good lawyer, a good property lawyer. The terms and conditions that comes, and then the clauses that comes with real estate joint venture, what is called the JV, is it's a little bit you need lawyers to break down some terms and clauses for you, so you can carefully input what you want in your clauses and what the developer also wants, and both of you have to reach a common ground. All right, and also that's the second. Then the third, you need to know for yourself as the landowner. If you are the landowner, I'll talk on two terms. If you are the landowner, you need to know for yourself what you want on your property. Okay, that is not outside of opinions. You could be open to opinions and all, but what do you want in your properties? There are times when we've met particular people who feels, okay, what I want on my property is a semi-detached duplex. All right, what I want on my property is apartment, 2 or 3 bedroom apartments with BQs. What I want on my property is fully detached duplexes. So what do you want on your property? You have a say as a landowner, and as a developer too. What do you want to do? All right, for the developer, if you are coming into joint venture, you are not coming into joint venture with just what you want. You should come into joint venture with a good market analysis. You'll have been able to analyze what you want, what is going to be sellable in that place. Also, it is the duty of the developer to now explain to the landowner. For instance, a landowner comes up in a place and says, all right, what I want here is 2 or 3 bedroom apartments. But the developer has done his research and said that this is a high-rise place. In the next 2 or 3 years, it's going to be filled with high-rise people. So what they will want more will be more of semi-detached and fully detached duplexes. But if you are bringing in a 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom apartment, it might not sell off in the market thereabout. So those are the things that you need to also watch out for. And then as a landowner, you should also watch out to how good and how reliable is the developer. Is it a developer that will cut corners, that will use inferior materials? Look at the rate at which your buildings were collapsing in Lagos and other parts of the world in the past few years. It's alarming. And then some of these buildings are on JV. All right, of course, the landowner, as it were, you might not be at the major loss, okay, but even if you are not at the major loss of material, you could be at the loss of integrity, in the sense that it is your building, it is your land. People know that particular location, so when next a building is erected in that place, people might want to shy away from it. So you need to check on the integrity and the competence of the developer. Can this person really handle my building? Is this person skilled enough? Has there been other project that the person has done? And what have you? And a couple of things. And as a developer too, you also want to look at the land properly, if it is suitable for you. Don't push your head into something you cannot do. And then lastly, the agreement on the ratio, the sharing ratio. All right, in the sharing ratio, most often than none, some could go 50-50, some could go 60-40. Some could go, it depends, it's calculated based on the value of the land and the value of the development that is coming to the land. All right, it's calculated on that, the value of the land and the value of the property that is coming on the land. All right, if the value of the land is more, there's a way you look at it, and then for clarity's sake or for integrity's sake between both of you, for peace sake, you could also involve an external quantity surveyor. all right, to come and look at, and everything. So both of you can reach a consensus. And once you reach a consensus, the next thing is, please, you forward it to the lawyer. Let all terms and conditions be well spelled out, and then both of you read it, you understand before you sign off.
So, thank you so much for that. Like, you just broke it down finally. What you need before you get into joint ventures, you need a good realtor. You need legal steps. Whatever you're doing, bring in your lawyer. Do not say bring in short. Let your lawyer be involved. Let their own lawyer to be involved. It is very, very important in this, because you guys will be taking a lot of agreements. We are talking about your land. We're talking about this person building on it. We're talking about the sharing percentage. Like we said, see, when money enters something, that's when you will know the true colors of people. So let there be legal terms, because it might be, as a developer, to let there be legal terms, so that there won't be any change of mountain. By the time the person sees the building you erect, they'll be like, okay, this building is selling. This developer is making money on this
help
one.
Me or something.
I want more buildings. No, I can't take 3. You need to give me 5, since it is my land. Things like that. And even as a developer too, by the time you build and you put exotic interiors and all of that, you'll be like, this building is worth more than, I'm not giving you 2 buildings again, I want to give you 1. So all of this is why you need legal steps, so that there won't be any issues up front. And like you already stated, the things you should look out for before you come into joint ventures. Everything has their own advantages and their disadvantages if you do not do it carefully. If you don't do it the right way, it is sweet. It is actually a very sweet deal. It's better than selling your property outrightly when you have a property in a very good location. But at the same time, you need to go through the normal step, so that you do not fall into the wrong ground, so that you don't do the wrong things, and at the end of the day you start regretting it. You lose a lot, because it is better to, how do they put it, a stitch in time saves 9.
Yes, please.
Yes, so you need to tread carefully, and you need to be very careful before you jump into something. It's better to avoid something than go into it and start dealing with a lot of trouble. So it's better for you to have avoided it in the first place when you can. So joint ventures basically is a very sweet thing to do. And dear Ibadan people especially, when we bring joint ventures to you, don't think we want to scam you. At least listen to us and let us tell you what we are bringing. A lot of you, once you mention joint ventures, they'll tell you, what's that? What's joint ventures? When you start ending there, you will partner with no.
It's not.
They
the
want
fault.
to take my land, something. They won't even let you explain. Like, let me break it down. Let's explain. This thing will pay you more. No. I just want to say, just give me my money, and just give me my money. Let me be going. So basically, it's not really about the money at times. It's you might need the money, but when we bring the deal to you and you say that, okay, because real estate is very wide. Real estate is not just you buying and selling off your property. There are different things you can do to make more money on that property.
Let me say something. I remember there's a property that I wanted to buy. You are aware, along Eleyele Ologweru Road. Yes, there's a property facing the major road that I wanted to buy, couple of acres, and I spoke to the owner and I suggested joint venture. Let me develop it into an estate. You're selling this property for a little bit of 40 million naira, and I feel with that 40 million naira, I would give you, if you let us develop it into an estate, that is going to be worth well over 200 million naira. And of which I can give you your 40 million naira conveniently in 3 or 4 months, and you still hold a piece of the land. All right, but the man did not agree and eventually decided to sell off. Okay, but what is the moral story here? The moral story is you can actually take more. There's a lot you can eat more from joint venture. Of course, the place of your fear is where your lawyer comes in.
Yes.
We must also learn, as there's something about us as black men here in Nigeria. Not black men, sometimes we don't really trust legal systems, but we need to start relying and trust the power of the lawyer, of the law, the more. Let's us trust legal system. If you can trust your lawyer and your lawyer says, okay, come, let's us do this, let's put this into an agreement, and then you know that your land is safe, you would know that the law is superior to your experiences. people have bad experiences where their land was taken from them and all of that. So that's why no, let me just sell my land. I don't want issues with people because I don't want to start running after this. I don't want to start running after this. Even to the point of if the developer is not meeting up to the tax, the law that you have signed, the document you have signed, will tell you steps to recovering your land back from that developer if there is default. And that is why all joint venture has time lag, time duration. So, and at each time duration, there are phases of completion. So, if such phase is not getting completed yet, you can decide to meet with the developer, and then if you are not getting concrete things legally, there are steps you can take to take back your land. So, if you learn to trust the legal system more in Nigeria, we would or in this aspect of Nigeria, we will learn more to rely and benefit from some of these developments like joint venture and other things that we have in real estate.
Yeah,
basically.
So let's be open-minded to a lot of opportunities. Let's not just put it at this is what I know, this is the only way I'm going. There are lots of ways. Let people be able to bring you into things and explain things to you and open your eyes to see other things. There are lots of things that you can benefit. People are benefiting from it. I know there's a state that they would even beg you to come and do joint ventures. They don't want to sell.
Yes.
Once you tell them that and sell this way, they'll tell you
no,
it's joint ventures I want. I'm not selling, because they know of the benefits that they've been getting of joint venture. And the funniest part is once they taste joint ventures, they don't want to go back again.
Yes, that's the thing.
Once you taste joint ventures, you don't want to go back. Any other property you have, the next thing is let me call a developer. They should come and develop this. I'm not selling, because they've tasted it and they've seen that okay, this is a lot better than me just selling off this property and just forgetting about this property. I can still have a stake in this property. I can still have a part of this property and still make more than what I want to sell from it. So it's not that they just want to grab your land or something. No, that's why we keep saying when it comes to real estate, legal step is very important. It is the most important thing in real estate. When it comes to you buying house, in every part of real estate, buying, selling, even rental, you need legal steps between you and your tenant, because tenants can wake up tomorrow and just say, at this point, this is what I want to do. I want to change the color of the whole building, and nobody's going to. I paid rent.
Of course.
This is where legal steps come. And the landlord too can just wake up more money and say, okay, today you pack out of my house. They will just wake up and just say, even when your rent is still reduced, today you pack out of my house. That is why we have legal steps, so that I can protect everybody, so that everybody can live, let me put it this way, sanely within this community. Everybody can be seen to do the right things. People know the right thing, but once there is no legal step, they feel like I can do and undo. But once they know that there is legal step involved in this, then they maintain the right things and make sure that they do the right things, so that they don't go anyhow. So legal step is very, very important. In real estate, please get a lawyer. No, there's no amount that you want to pay the lawyer that will be worth more than what your land is.
It is like I always tell people, I learned it from a senior person to me in the life. It is always better to be careful than to be sorry. Yeah. It is always better. I prefer I'm sorry. No, be careful. And you cannot be over careful when you're dealing in real estate. You cannot be over careful. So please, as much as possible, if you need to get your lawyer involved, if you need to get your quantity surveyor involved, if you need to seek external advice, please do that. But make sure when you're doing that, you're doing that professionally. You're not seeking advice from somebody that had bad experience and is using his bad experience to advise you. No, seek professional advice and seek as much as possible.
Yes, so
thank you.
Don't say because of 10% that lawyer wants to collect, you will lose. 10% of 100 million is 10 million naira. So don't say because of 10 million naira you want to lose 100 million naira. At times the price people, it seems you don't know the price people pay when it comes to real estate. By the time they start telling you their story, because they did not involve their lawyer, they feel like the lawyer will collect money, Jerry, I can handle this on my own. By the time they start sharing their stories about how much they lost, then you feel like, oh, you'd have just gotten a lawyer. All of this would have just been, it's just 10%. 10%. You can't even negotiate with your lawyer. It's just 10%.
5%. If it is hundreds of millions,
if it is hundreds of millions,
it's fine.
So this is what you pay just to save that hundreds of millions, and you can go and sleep and have rest of mind. Well, I hope we've been able to tell you what joint ventures is now, and we're able to convince you what joint ventures is. And when else we come together and say do joint ventures, you won't think probably want to take away your land or so. So thank you, Mr. Adeolu Adenuga. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Talk Real Estate with Liskari Oluwaseun. And thank you so much, everyone, for always joining us on Talk Real Estate with Oluwaseun Liskari. I mean, we're on episode 12 already. Thanks to you people. Thank you, Aloore Radio. Thank you for always having us. So thank you for joining us today on today's topic, Talk Real Estate with Oluwaseun Liskari on Aloore Radio. Don't forget, we're always live here on Tuesday, every Tuesday from 2:30 to 3 p.m. on Aloore Radio, live on Facebook and on YouTube, Aloore Radio. Thank you so much for joining us today. And also you can join our live on Instagram, Kike's Luxury Homes. And don't forget, your realtor, if you need a realtor here in the city of Ibadan, Kike's Luxury Homes. And also if you need a developer, I can stand in for Mr. Adeolu Adenuga, the CEO of Robots Crest Homes. So when you have us, you don't have to be scared when it comes to real estate in Ibadan.
Yes.
There's a lot of good talks and referral. We can boast of that, thanks to God.
Thanks to God.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us, and we hope we'll see you next week to learn more on real estate. Real estate is very, very interesting. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Program that brings you insights and guide you through your real estate journey.
Buying real estate, it's not just about you just buying, paying money, and going to sleep.
From real estate investment, documentations, and all the important things you need to know about real estate, join Liskari Oluwaseun live on Aloore Radio every Tuesday from 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Follow us live on Facebook, TikTok, and on YouTube at Aloore Radio to connect. For more details, call 0903 985 3731 or send a WhatsApp message on 0816 222 0182.
Buying documentations is as important as buying real estate. In short, documentation is the most important thing when you're buying real estate.
Talk Real Estate with Liskari Oluwaseun live on Aloore Radio, the voice of Oyo State.